Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2023 Nissan Z. Up front is a 3.0 liter twin turbo V6, and down below is a 6-speed manual transmission. Now, I am super excited to be driving this Nissan Z because this particular car was designed and built specifically for the SEMA show. SEMA is a yearly show that takes place in Las Vegas that focuses on vehicle aftermarket. So, modifications, and what a lot of companies do is they'll build cool, fun, wacky, one-off cars just for the show to bring people to their booth. Well, this was the 2023 booth vehicle for Nissan, and so today I actually get to drive it, which is such a special treat. But if you'd like to submit your own vehicle, SEMA concept or not, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. So what the heck is done to this Nissan Z? Well, a lot. As you could probably see with your eyeballs, this has been built to be a rally car. It has lifted long travel suspension, extra lights, super knobby tires with a full-size spare tire, rally-inspired paint job as an homage to the old school stuff, and plenty more. And so we're gonna be digging into it here today. Like I said, up front is a 3.0 liter twin turbo V6. Well, it's the same powertrain from the standard Nissan Z. Nothing really changes here, nothing new, which is fine. I love this power plant. It does a very good job. Similarly, the 6-speed manual transmission, again, I actually really like it. I think it performs well, and I've always enjoyed the overall feeling of the Z's 6-speed. Last but not least, of course, it is still rear-wheel drive. Although it gets the big knobby tires and off-road appearance, it still has rear-wheel drive, so it is going to rooster tail until the cows come home. How does it feel to drive a rally-built Nissan Z? Well, it's actually how do I say this delicately? It drives better than a normal Z, in my opinion. It's a lot comfier. The long travel suspension actually softens everything up. So driving it even on the street, not on the dirt, it's really smooth and comfy. Now, am I hitting corners as fast as I normally could in a normal sticky tire Z? No, of course not. But actually, driving it around, this thing is comfy. It's great, and it just has that sort of playfulness to it. Because the suspension is so soft, it lets the back end of the car dip down when you're accelerating. It lets it sort of lean in the corners. It feels almost like a cartoon version of itself, and that's actually really cool. So it is this sort of cushy version of the Nissan Z that we all know and love. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. We're gonna run through it quick because it's mostly standard Nissan Z stuff, but we do have a couple modifications. So in front of me, digital gauge cluster, standard with the normal Z. It's not based off the Nismo, and so we have the normal Z gauge cluster. On the steering wheel on the left, we have our volume, skip track, phone options, and off to the right, we do have Troll. I don't know if it still works with all of the things bolted on. To the left of the steering wheel, we do have our traction control off, and on the door, we have the latch to get in and out, lock and unlock, and power windows. Moving into the center, we get our 3 Z gauges. Absolutely love these. We get 2 climate control vents with the hazard switch. Get our touchscreen radio. This is the modern infotainment system from Nissan. I like it. It works well. It's clear. It's easy to navigate, and it does have a backup camera. Down below that, we have our climate controls, fan speed off to the left, temperature in the center, where to send it off to the right, with a USB-C and USB-A down below. But now we have our exciting extra buttons. So these were added for this particular build. We have our light controls for hood, bumper, windshield, and interior lights. Love this. This is super easy to use. It actually feels pretty good. It's obviously kind of just pasted in here, but I think overall it works pretty well and looks good too. Standard shifter in the center. Still have the heated seat buttons, although the seats themselves have been swapped out for Recaro units. We'll talk about that in a second. Trunk release to access that spare tire. Cup holder that fails the big friggin' bottle test. Center console with another cup holder that fails a big friggin' bottle test, and then the seats, as I mentioned, are Recaro. They match the interior very, very well. The red and black is still on theme with the interior and the exterior. And being a big guy, I actually fit in these. This is probably the smallest size I could physically fit comfortably in for the Nissan Z, or for Recaro seats, I should say. However, I fit, and that is a win on its own. Pasted to the dashboard, we do have some compasses and timers and a map of Kenya and Uganda, in case I need to navigate there. Let's hop out. Let's take a look at the trunk and what's in it, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, coming around the back of the Nissan Z, we have a button down here to pop the rear trunk, and then we can pull it up. Obviously, the trunk has now been taken up by a full-size spare. This is a Yokohama studless ice guard tire. And so when you're out and about in the world with a vehicle like this, you want a full-size spare. And so for the build, they built this awesome custom tire holder with the harness rack and all of that together. Really, really cool stuff. And so if you've ever wondered, hey, can I take a full-size spare when I go out on a rally course with my Nissan Z? Yes, you can. Might take a little bit of modification for a mount, but yes, you can. And then basically, you would unscrew this and get the wheel off. So very, very cool. Obviously, this is just for the one-off SEMA build, but it looks so great in there. I love it. Ugh. Now we have to talk about the looks, and I adore the look of this. This is a throwback to the old Datsun Z cars that they actually used to use for rallying. While this wasn't actually put into an official rally series or actually ran in a race, at least long term like the old Datsun was, they paid homage to that with the matte black hood. The idea with that is that it actually cuts down on glare when you're out in the middle of the desert, sun's beating down on you. It doesn't bounce into your eyes as clearly, which is very, very nice. And then the red theming. Nissan's color has always sort of been red. 23, when pronounced in Japanese, actually sounds like Ni-san. 2 is Ni. 3 is San, Nissan. That's why most racing Nissans have the number 23 in them. Absolutely love that little attention to detail. But let's get on to my final thoughts. What the heck are my thoughts driving a rally-based Nissan Z? Well, obviously, this is one of the coolest vehicles I've ever driven, and just such a cool experience. It rides great, it's fun, it's playful. I have lights that will light up the world if the sun ever explodes. I am set to go. This is everything I want in a car. I have always been fascinated by regular road cars that get turned into rally cars. I even bolted a spare tire to the trunk of my Miata back in the day to try to get that safari look to it. I also couldn't fit a full-size spare in my trunk, but I also wanted the cool look, you know, of that rugged outback country look. And that's exactly what the Z has, and that's how it drives, with the custom suspension and the lights and everything about it. This is such a fun, wonderful vehicle. Why the heck does Nissan not make this? Well, couple of reasons. First of all, there's not really a market for it. Lamborghini Serato and the Porsche Dakar kind of told us that, even at those high famous levels. Not many people really want an off-road ready sports car because it kind of compromises on the road. But I digress. This is just freaking cool. And Nissan wanted to see if they could, and they did. They made this, and it is just so special. And the cool thing, I talk about it in my Dune Patrol review, which you'll have to check out. The cool thing is that Nissan takes what they learned from these SEMA builds and will implement it somewhere. Maybe we won't get an off-road Z. We probably won't get an off-road Z ever from the factory. But Nissan probably learned something about long travel suspension, so maybe the next generation Z might ride a little bit nicer because of what they learned through this car. Maybe they learned certain lighting accents work well. Maybe we'll get a heritage version in this paint job with the black hood and the red sides. Maybe that will reach production. Maybe little tiny pieces and chunks will reach production. I don't know. But Nissan takes these SEMA builds and they learn. They learn from them and implement the things that work later down the line. So maybe one day, a man can hope. I know when I get back to my hotel tonight, I'm going to be on my hands and knees begging the lords at work to make this vehicle a reality, because I think I would be the first one in line. This is everything I've wanted in a car. I love off-road cars. I love sports cars. I love manual transmissions. I love the Nissan Z. This is just a slam freaking dunk, and I love it to bits. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Nissan for letting me borrow their rally-built, SEMA-built Nissan Z. There was no reason for them to do this, but they did, and it is so flippin' cool. They have been wonderful to work with. I've been filming some of their heritage vehicles as well. Nissan of North America, thank you, thank you, thank you. But thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.